And okay, so the description of the needle they use to numb the boys. Again, please.
It's a Novocaine Noodle. A needle. Sorry.
Novocaine Noodle?
Yeah. Whip me with that numb noodle. Yeah.
It's a Novocaine Noodle. So for context, we're talking about a male vasectomies, and the needle they used on me. Now, it was the regular Novocaine needle. God damn it! I keep on saying
Ladies and gentlemen, we
I
have
have
now invented a
drink.
new medical device. It is the Novocaine Noodle.
If you ever want to be numb, just get whipped by that Novocaine Noodle.
Right in your testicles.
As bad as that sounds, the Novocaine needle is worse because it takes them 45 seconds after inserting to push all of that Novocaine in the male scrotum.
I thought
That
it would be
first
lidocaine.
45 seconds. It was the longest 45 seconds of my life. It was the most painful ever. Because, again, the dude is just sitting there, slicing the thing down, slowly in there.
And you're
And
like,
it's like, oh
and
my
now
God.
you know what it's
Oh
like
my
for
God.
women to be in the stirrups.
I know. I have no. I don't think there's any relation to it because I know what my ex went through for labor pains, and that was long lasted and whatever. This was a needle in my fucking nuts. This is a needle in my nuts for 45 seconds, pushing a fluid that eventually kicked in. It did kick in afterwards, but for those 45 seconds, oh my God. Oh my God. I could. I
to
will
be
not.
fair-
I'm so
to be
glad
fair-
I'm never ever gonna have to do that again.
If guys, to be honest though, it is so much easier for you to get your nuts
Yeah.
snipped than it is for a lady to
Yeah.
get hers done. Lady has to go under. Period. Just period. Because they gotta
Oh
cut
yeah.
her gut open.
Oh yeah.
But for
Yeah.
us guys, it's
7 different layers of tissue you have to go through to get through the ovaries. It was
Trust me,
just they shaved.
I have a scar. I had surgery when I was 19. That's
For
why
the guys,
I have no kids.
Yeah, for the guys,
So.
I mean, it's literally okay. Yeah, you got a 45 seconds of "Dear Lord, just kill me now," but after that, it's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's only a couple minutes. It's just like 10-15 minutes and it's done.
Yeah. For me, it was 10 to 15 minutes. It was literally. I think the hardest part for the doctor was, he
Getting
cuts
you
a
to sit
small
still while you
incision,
were squirming under the needle.
and he just cuts a small incision. Then he gets like a little hook thing that he's got to go in there, grab the tube, pull it out, and then he cuts and snips and tucks everything back in. And he does that twice. But yes, literally, like you said, 15 minutes. It was a clinical procedure. I was in and out in less than an hour.
That's what she said.
Even though the 45 seconds felt like forever. It was just one of those things that, and again, at that age, at 25, when I was not financially stable, I did not want to responsibly bring any more kids into this world when I couldn't take care of them, right?
Exactly.
I had 3 kids already. I'm not going to be that jackass.
You didn't want to be a part of the system either.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
I was not going to be that person. I was not going to be that person at all.
If there was any risk of I mean, if honestly, if there was any chance of kids happening in this point in my life, I'd be like, no. I mean, it's
no, and also, I've also thought of the idea that adopting is a good thing, right? For kids that don't have those opportunities, adopting is a good thing. So, and me and my partner, she is also in the same, predicament. She cannot have children.
She
want
got
to
a
have children
vasectomy
together.
Did she have a vasectomy too?
I have a third ball.
She just said that she has a third nut. So you all can be she has three
Oh,
nuts.
just like total recall. Can't 3 boobs.
3
Pictures of they're not real.
Hey, people get a lot of things added onto them nowadays. Not a third boob. Hey.
Oh, and on that point, in case you couldn't tell, ladies and gentlemen, I should probably do this one.
Aloha. This is your mean squirrel.
Yeah.
Here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised. So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we could probably skip the turtle
turtle.
humping. Yeah, and
Yeah, we've talked enough about dick and extra kids and stuff for turtle humping.
I mean, if for our listeners' pleasure, I mean, I could always fake it. Okay, there it is. or we can do the
old
big
one.
turtle. Yeah. So now, if anybody's listening in their car and now they got everybody in the traffic around them looking at them like, what the fuck are they listening to?
Why are they listening to a podcast while they're driving? What the hell's wrong with this? What the fuck?
I know.
Well-
I was listening. I have another friend that does a podcast, but his is for like he has like ours is we just talk about anything and everything, and it's like Seinfeld. Remember Seinfeld, the show about nothing?
Yeah.
So
I actually think you guys. Go ahead.
no, you think what? Come on.
I think we're more like the Craig Ferguson show. Do you guys remember the Craig
Oh,
Ferguson
I love
show?
Craig Ferguson.
I love Craig Ferguson. Nothing was scripted. He went off the rails. And he fit with so many women. It was absolutely ridiculous. But,
But he didn't have a Novocaine Noodle.
After the Novocaine Noodle, I'll tell you.
Ladies,
After
if you're having
noodle.
mouth pain and your man wants you to go down, I have a special cream for you. Novocaine Noodle. He'll be numb, you'll be numb, and it be all good.
Say goodbye to that
in
pesky
stores
gag
in
reflex.
November.
Oh man.
For $29.95, we can get you 2 cases.
Oh God, 2 cases.
And that's not
Hey,
all.
when the men are getting older, you need a lot more Novocaine for her to get through it all. Anyway.
No, as they get older, it needs to be the little blue pill.
You've heard my story about my dad. I've told the story about my dad. About arriving. And he told me the story. He waited until Greg got up and went to the restroom and decided to tell me that he takes Cialis. He goes, "Oh, make my kind like this, like rock hard." and now mind you,
Thank you so much, Dad.
Thank you. And you know what it is? He only tells me this shit, I have he don't tell it to my brother. Because I
Who's
just
older and might actually relate.
no, he's the type like, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm like, oh, okay. and then he tell me, oh, and then when he's a hoe, and when come, to the end, when you're arriving, oh my God, and just shooting everywhere, like keep on going. I was like, and when he came back from the restroom, I just had this look on my face of like,
rescue me.
Help me. Help me. And he's looking at me like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'll tell you later. I feel
I
so.
want to poke out my inner eye. I don't want to visualize. Oh God, help me!
I feel so dirty.
And it doesn't help
I
matters
had to
that
scrub my eyeballs with bleach.
like her dad is like 5'4",
I'm
and
5'4". He's fucking 5'3". He's shorter than me.
oh, okay, he's
Oh,
5'3".
don't get too offended there. Hold on, calm down. Whoa, bring it down,
hey,
Brandon.
And he's 5'3"
I'm
and
a short
almost
person.
as far as broad across as he is tall. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
Yeah. He used back in the day. He was lift weights, but when you get older.
Oh, and
Yeah,
he's Filipino
yeah.
Chinese.
Oh,
Oh my God, have you
yes.
had to talk about diabetes? Have we had to talk about diabetes? Yet?
Oh, he got it,
he got him. He
and
got
I
him.
got
straight
it,
up type
and
2
and
diabetes.
I got it
Oh,
too.
God.
I tried, and it fucking just caught up with me
Hey,
anyway.
diabetes is why I'm Slender Man.
Because they
Which
had
is the goal I'm going for too, because I know my mom and my dad both have it, and
I got it
me and
from
my
both
girl have been
sides.
working out a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, my dad found out, he was told by a doctor he was diabetic, and he did basically the same thing I'm doing. Is he changed his diet, he exercised a little bit, and
See, but
and done.
it's hard for me because I can't really exercise.
She can't do the
because I
exercise.
can't.
No, yeah, with the fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
you can't do much at
And
all.
now this summer I was like, because the summer before I had a flare up that lasted for months. I asked, I wouldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Every time he would try and get me out of the house, and we would end up arguing. I'm like, I can't move. I don't want to go. I cannot move.
And then and this year,
the only time he would get me to move is when I went in the pool, and then I couldn't.
Now you can't even do that.
And now I can't even do that this summer. So 2 summers already I can't do it because it's not a heated pool, so they close down for the winter season.
yeah.
So, but the hot tub is still working. But what I'm gonna do? Run in one little circle.
yeah, that's not
Just
even.
run in one little circle.
Only if I can get it on camera.
Shut your ass.
and and then beyond that,
you gotta do a split screen of a squirrel running in a circle
Right.
at the same time.
that part, and
Yeah.
the other part though is with COVID and everything like that. It's got her anxiety on edge. So just walking out of the house makes her just.
I have not walked out of the house. Period.
You have very 100%. The anxieties for COVID worries are not. They're not to be played with because COVID is not to be played with.
Yeah.
So it's not real anxiety.
And if you
it's
have a
real
weak
life
immune system,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
so
You have a real life issue. It's not an anxiety. It's truth.
yeah.
It's not something that you're faking it. You're not faking it. It's real. It's
Like
I
I
kill you.
actually stepped 2 steps out the door. The only time I step like maybe a step or 2 out the door is when stuff gets delivered, like Amazon or whatever.
Do you have a bottle of Lysol to spray on the box?
Yes, I have the
before you-
Lysol right by the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Right
me
door.
at work, I because my buses are all sanitized before I get on them, and I wipe them down with bleach towels, and I have like a big plexiglass shield that separates me from people getting on the bus, and when they get on the bus, I pull a mask up over my face. I only have that mask down when they're back behind me, back behind the line, and because I can.
Wait, you're allowed to bring the mask down?
Yeah,
Here.
if they're close enough that they're breaking that social distance rule, it's up.
Yeah.
But
Our company is 100% of the time. As long as you're on duty, you keep your mask on. Unless you're eating or drinking something, you have to keep your mask on.
right,
It's the idea of preventing the spread, even if it's coming from you, because you may not.
Well,
you may
but
be
because
asymptomatic.
if he was in the other bus where it didn't have the door or the plexiglass to separate him from the passengers,
Yeah.
then it would stay up all the time.
yeah, I actually have a
It's like a little cabin.
Yeah, they make sure that we actually stay pretty separate from our passengers. The only time I come within social distance or possible risk is when they're boarding. And
Right.
beyond that, they're well over 6 feet behind me.
And I
So-
have completely,
Yeah.
fully stocked him with antibacterial gel to the point where I got 86 from ordering online from Bath and Body Works twice. I got
You
86.
ordered too much.
I ordered too much. They
Yeah.
86 me twice.
Oh, we are so addicted to that Bath and
Surprised.
Body Works stuff, though. They got great stuff.
Because I had this gut feeling from the beginning. I was watching BBC News. I was watching like foreign news and watching all that stuff. And I told him, I said, some shit is going to happen this year. Because I actually started quarantining myself before everybody else. I
actually went on vacation.
Yeah, I started
in
on
March.
February 13th. That's the
Yeah,
last time we went out. Was for Valentine's Day. We went out the day before because the big hoopla on that day. And
and I had to work the next day anyway. So it was like,
Valentine's. Oh my god.
I know that's supposed to be every day, fucker. But
Hey, I don't want to hear that.
you
Suki.
supposed to
Every
love. You supposed to love. What?
You know what? I
To
take
what?
care for. And okay, I've made it a point, because of certain screw-ups in my last relationship, I've made it a point to make time every month for certain things. Like we started dating on the 20th of February. So the 20th of every month, we make time to go out on a date, right?
But now
Out of all
it's
the other
hard to
stuff,
do that
we make time.
because of the ban and all of that
yeah,
shit.
everything closed down. You're only allowed to have so many people in a place. Blah 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 blah.
So we would get a bottle of Terramana on the 20th of every month.
Well, now you have to get a
We're
bottle
not
of
sponsored,
Screwball.
Now you gotta get Screwball whiskey.
Now you got to get Screwball
but
whiskey.
I will definitely try to find that one. I gotta find that one somewhere, whether it's at
It's
certain store chains. There's got to be somebody that's got it.
I'm sure. I'm sure. You just go to the
or
whiskey aisle.
Tamura's the
Yeah, the
wine and spirits
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would probably
they-
have.
Dude, out
they
should
here.
actually had to close down for 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
They closed
Somebody-
down. Well, I'm talking about the original Tamura's in Waianae.
Yeah.
They actually had to close down. I think one or two of their
Came up
employees
positive.
got it.
Mm.
Yeah, and they were smart about it. They just closed down their whole
Yeah.
damn store.
Because
They're like, screw it.
they actually have to
everybody stay
clean
home.
the whole store.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
they
don't
did.
know. Yeah.
And that's what they ended up doing. They
Yeah.
cleaned the whole store. They sanitized the whole store. They made sure that they were not going to be the cause of it spreading through
Very,
Waianae.
very cool.
Mhm.
Very
So
cool.
they were very cool about that. And a lot of the people in Waianae,
Dude.
when they talk about immunodeficiency and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
That's the word I was looking
you
for.
know, immunodeficient, immunocompromised,
Compromised, yeah.
all those things. That's what a lot of people don't realize. And one of the big things, I don't only listen to you guys on podcasts. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but
we
I
listen to all kinds of people.
I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he had
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the guys that came from China who said it all started back in November and stuff. And they were talking about immunocompromised and also obesity. They were talking about those who have a respiratory issue. You don't have a good cardiovascular system.
If
Right?
you have
what is
high blood
3/4
pressure,
of America?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
3/4 of America is obese. Do not have good cardiovascular system. Another good reason to get your ass out there and exercise.
And a lot of
when you
people
can, if you can.
in Hawaii with the VOG and asthma.
Yep.
Yeah. Luckily, this year VOG hasn't been much of an issue. We've kept our trade
I have a
winds
friend who
a
lives
lot.
on the Big Island, Hilo side, and
My
she
mom lives on
hasn't
Big Island.
she hasn't been bitching about VOG very much this year.
Dude.
Yeah, my girlfriend's family has family on Island Hilo side, which nobody's complaining about it this year or the last year either. It's been very nice. We've been very lucky that we haven't had many Kona winds.
Talking about where to get alcohol, though.
Oh God, you should see the giant
We got a
freaking
place
alcohol
here.
warehouses they have up
We
here.
got a place here called Total Wine and More.
And then there's another place called
Lee's.
Lee's Discount Liquors. Huge,
Dude,
huge.
they're like Costco for alcohol.
Like, yeah. Huge.
Like,
That's I'm not very surprising though.
And
I
shit
mean,
that you would
it's
never
Vegas.
see back home. Like he had posted a picture of a cognac that was like almost over, it was over $3,000 or something.
no, there was one that was like
Yes.
68 grand.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a
It's
whiskey.
probably 100 years old.
It was
or
100.
something
It was like
that.
100-year-old whiskey. Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
like 68 grand. I'm
I
like,
believe it.
dude, for 68 grand, I better take that shot, and it better make me like immediately jizz in my pants. Just like,
Or forget you are. The second you take the shot, you forget who the hell you are, where you are, and why you were there.
Right.
But damn, it was good.
For that price, man, there's a limit.
It should be called the mind wipe. It should be fucking deneuralizer Men in Black, and it just take a shot here.
Now, I am all for good liquors. I have discovered that if you buy a nicer liquor, there's a reason why it's more expensive. They do taste better. Okay, when you start getting into like the Glenlivets or the Johnny Walker Blue Label, the Glenfiddich, when you start getting the 60, 70, 80, 200 to like a couple $100 for a bottle, they taste better. There's a reason they're more expensive.
Huh.
But there's a limit to that. There has to be.
Why?
There has to be a limit to that. Because how much better than God can you get?
True.
I mean, when you get to a certain point where it's like, my God, this tastes amazing.
It is almost like that drug addict that's chasing this, like,
that unlimited high.
Right. When I can take a bottle and trade it for a car.
Yeah.
And
some of those bottles were more than a car.
That depends on how good of a car you want.
No, dude,
like serious.
$60,000+ bottle of liquor. That's not
right. I mean,
that's not a shit car.
$1,000 bottle of liquor will give you a shit car. A $3,000 bottle will be a little bit shit. Depends on what kind of car you want.
Exactly.
I'm saying anything over $1,000.
And another thing up here is that we don't have a car. We still don't have a car.
No.
Because Nevada is not a no-fault state.
Yep. So
car insurance in
up.
Nevada is like 3 times more than it is back home.
Yep.
That's the one advantage Hawaii has, is that car insurance is cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper because, dude, there's accidents everywhere, every day.
Yeah.
And, like, people drive nuts because it's a transient thing. You've got people from California driving through.
Right.
You've got people from Arizona, Utah, New Mexico.
And it's a party
down from
state.
The top.
And it's a party town. So because it's a party town, there's a lot of drunk driving.
And it's actually, it also depends on where you live. If we were to move to another zip code, like say if we moved to Henderson, or if we moved a little bit more
Boulder
north,
City,
like we're
Summerlin.
central. We literally can see the Orleans from where we live. I don't know how long it's been since you've been to Vegas.
I could walk to the Orleans in about 20 minutes.
Okay, last time I was in Vegas was in 2000, so I have no idea.
Let's just say if you were driving, it would take you less than 10 minutes. Literally less than 10 minutes to get to the strip. That's how close we live to it. So because we're in that central area, it's even higher for car insurance.
So okay, for me as a point of reference, then it would be like living, Kalihi to Waikiki, right? 10 minutes less around there.
Not even closer. Closer. Like it's like Makiki to Ala Moana. Like if you're like maybe Roosevelt to Ala Moana.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how close.
That's really.
And the distance that we live from the Orleans. Oh God!
If I could still walk long distances,
I was about to say.
We could walk there.
It's about.
That's what I was about to say. Why not just
1
walk
mile?
there?
Yeah, It's
about 1
Yeah.
mile and a half, maybe.
But I can't walk that far. I mean, we would have to take a lot of fucking breaks sitting down.
Which I'm cool with. But, and one of these days we're going to get back to a recording on location thing.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah, we were doing that.
I
for
remember
about
that was pretty awesome, actually.
Sitting in just people watching. That is the best. I mean, you thought Waikiki was good, but holy shit.
Dude.
Just being...
It makes me wonder, though. It really does make me wonder. Are we ever... I mean, until there's a vaccine, are we going to get back to ability to people watch?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
There is, because at this point, a lot of people they're being more careful. Like, and I will give this to people. I mean, I still see the occasional anti-masker, but most of the people I see walking around Vegas right now are wearing a mask.
And because they're requiring it in the casinos.
And so, I mean, I'm driving down the strip, and like, out of 500-600 people I see, 480 of them would be wearing a mask.
Then you'll see the stupid, rebellious group of old dudes trying to, like The Hangover or whatever, some bachelor or whatever, and drunk and stupid, and they're not going to wear the fucking mask because I have to pull it down to drink my drink, dude.
Yeah.
And I'll be 100% honest, when this all first came out, when all the reports of it's a mild, upper respiratory thing, I was one of those guys that was like, it's just a respiratory thing. The fatality rate, that compared to, flu and all this and other. And then when it really started to hit and the real numbers came, and what they really found out about, asymptomatic people and how it really affected, I was one of the guys to say, okay, I was wrong. Mm-hmm. We all need to be wearing a mask.
Right.
We all need to be wearing a mask.
Right.
Not just, those who are, symptomatic. We need everybody to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. And it's amazing. And I used to tell these people, when I drive from Makaha to Waikiki, which can be an hour and a half to 2 hours, people were like, I don't know how you sit in a car for 2 hours. And I'd be like, it's amazing what the human body can get used to, and what you can find routine. And people, I remember how many times people complained to me, oh my God, that's so far, I have to go all the way to Aiea. Yeah, shut up. You gotta spend 15 minutes of freeway. Let me slap you right now.
Right.
Exactly.
I used to have, when I was a supervisor of maintenance for, that certain shopping center, and guys used to be like, oh, we gotta drive far. You know how early I have to wake up to get to work? I'm like, I live in Makaha. I gotta be at work at 7. I gotta wake up at 3:30, motherfucker. Why don't you shut the hell up and get your ass
Cry me a
work?
river, jackass.
Right? Get to fucking work on time.
Right.
Don't give me this shit. You gotta drive far.
And that's one that I never understood either.
You have no comprehension what
I don't get it either, is people that show up to work late. There is almost no excuse ever to be late to me.
Only in Hawaii. Only in Hawaii, when you're driving from Makaha and there's an accident at the merge.
And there's only one road in and one road out.
Right. And like I said almost never. And even then, it's one of those ones where I leave for work 2 hours before I have to be there. I could walk to work in an hour.
He's one of those that you see cruising in the break room.
I show up to work and I sit around for an hour sipping on coffee. Because if I start to go out to work and my bus breaks down, I'm still getting to work on time.
Yeah.
So when people come in and they're like, oh, my kid wouldn't get out to school. I'm like, you got your kid up that late that you had to rush to get out the door?
Kick him in the ass.
My kids used to walk to school. I mean, hey, it's like
you mean you didn't grab them by the ear and drag them to the car and kick them in the ass to get them out the door at the school?
Like my nephew, now everybody's being homeschooled technically with the
Yeah.
Mhm.
the Zoom
Yeah.
calls. My younger nephew, my brother said his grades actually got better. For some of the
Yeah.
kids, you know, like the odd my nephew,
They have.
he's
Mhm.
quiet, he's shy, you know he's not a jock, he's not this, he just minds his own business. But you're gonna always have those jackasses, and he has his little group of friends, but there's no distractions for him, and
That's what I was gonna say.
he could he can do the work at his own pace. And then when they have
Right.
the end of their day, him and his friends will have their own Zoom call and do the homework together, so they can all, like, if one person doesn't understand, they can work it out.
I think part of that also though has to do with one,
Oh,
they're learning how to do this in a different way, and two, some parents are taking a more active role in their kids' education now than they ever have in the past, and some parents
yeah, because they
are
have to be
still
there.
not
They
doing
have
it.
to be there also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some parents are still trying to avoid having any involvement. And it's the habit that I've seen in a lot of parents where they start blaming the teacher when they're not at home riding that kid's ass. My parents, I got home, I had to do my homework before I could even think about a TV.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Entertainment did
And
not
there's
exist
going to be
until
that
after I
in
did my
every
homework.
generation, though. No matter
Yeah.
what generation there was, I
And
mean,
now
there's
you
always going
have
to be people who don't care, and there's people who do care.
Mm-hmm.
and now you have the parents realizing, which I'm kind of on the fence about it. I get it. I've seen how much you see these kids with these rollaways, like how much work they've got to do when they go home now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like twice the amount we used to have back in the day. And they realize how
Yeah.
much work is being given to the kids, and they wonder why their kids are always stressed out, or they cannot fall asleep at night, and they're
It depends on
realizing.
the curriculum, though. I mean, my
Yeah.
mom was in the schools up until like a couple years ago. She was a teacher at an EA, and it really depends on the curriculum at the school they're at. And
Right.
Yeah.
especially, I don't know how other states work it, but in Hawaii, each school kind of has its own curriculum they have to adapt to. And unfortunately, yeah, there was a lot of teaching towards the test, not
Mhm.
actually teaching the subject, right? But there's
Mm-hmm.
still, you gotta be able to get those kids to see
Yeah.
the point. And with all this different math and
Oh
new math and
God.
all that other shit,
The
I think
Common
you guys
Core
said something
math.
about
Ooh.
the Common Core. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
so
it was.
now I did do an episode where I talked to a couple of teachers. One of them being
Yeah.
my stepdad, and one of them being a good friend of mine here in Vegas, and we talked about that Common Core math. And what she was telling me though is that when you break it down and when you actually learn Common Core math from the beginning, it's actually easier than the way we were taught when we were growing up. The issue is that you, myself, and Brandy, I mean, we're old fucks.
And
We're
it would totally
Hey,
screw
hey,
me.
hey.
We ain't old.
Hey,
but
old.
but
I'm 21.
That's
Plus, like,
right.
you know what?
22, but then,
Forever.
This podcast would not be what it is if we weren't crotchety old fucks.
So in couple more years, the podcast can turn into grumpy old squirrels.
But what
couple more years, couple more months.
what it
goddammit.
breaks down to
He
though
keeps
at
on
this
talking
point,
about, oh, I can't wait for you to get to a certain age so I can get
oh dude,
discounts.
I'm ready for the
So you can
50
get AARP, right? The AARP
I'm
discount.
ready. No, I'm ready for the 50-cent coffees at McDonald's.
Hey, Death Witch would not appreciate you going to McDonald's. Okay, Death
Dude,
Witch would have a
okay,
problem
now
with you
I
going
will
to
never
McDonald's.
dog Death Wish. They sent me a free pound of coffee, and I have bought coffee from them in the past, and they are gods of the coffee industry.
They started selling them in the store over here.
Yeah, no, we can go to the stores and buy Death Wish now. But
Nice.
Yeah, no, you could probably do it locally because I think Walmart even
Safeway.
carries it. Safeway has it, and Walmart has it, I think.
I'm lazy. I'll be honest. I go to the
Go
He's
to Amazon.
He's the one that he knows exactly what he gotta go get. He goes in the store, gets it, and checks out and leaves.
That's me. That's me. If I okay, so what I end up doing now because
so that I still feel involved.
so that she doesn't have to necessarily leave the house but gets to do the shopping with me. I do a video call with her and I set it up in the cart. So I go.
I can see it already.
Yeah, I'm walking around, and it's hilarious because the funniest shit in the world, and I'm glad she's not coming with me, because you know how the grocery stores now, they got the arrows on the ground telling you which direction to go down the aisle and everything like that. It's also distancing.
And I'm like yelling, "Fucker, you're going the wrong way!"
Yeah, I got her in my headphones, and she's yelling at the people in front of me because they're pointing the wrong fucking way. And
I try to yell loud enough so that it can hear.
I got little earbuds. It's not going to happen. All she's going to do is make my ears bleed, and nobody's going to hear why my ears are bleeding.
And then I'm like, holy shit, did she look in the mirror before she left the fucking house? I was like...
Oh, yeah, and it's great because I'll see somebody in the store that's dressed weird or somebody in the store that's just got, way out of hand body shape issues.
It's like having live Twitter going off while you're walking around the store.
Or mystery science theater.
And I'll do a slow pan of the cart so she can follow somebody that I think needs attention.
I'll see something, I'm like, holy crap. That ass was bigger than the biggest globe I've ever seen in school.
Or and then I'll do something like if she'll be like, "Oh, did you get this?" And I'll take it out of the cart and I'll do the slow drop down from the top. Dun, 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 dun.
Or he does shit with food I'm not supposed to have. He's a total fucking enabler. Okay? I have type 2 diabetes and he's a fucking enabler.
I got type 2 diabetes too, so
total.
I needed to ask you guys about. I needed to ask Greg about literally what have you done lately to become Slender Man? Because I am struggling.
Walked every day.
I am.
Okay.
And you gotta cut out.
Step count. You see my step
food.
count.
What's your step count? What are you averaging daily?
12,000 steps a day.
Okay,
depending on whether I do a workout or not.
That's about
if
where
I go
I'm
and do a workout, I do 17,000 steps.
That's about where I'm at. But the other big thing, and this is what you're gonna hate in Hawaii. You're gonna really, really hate it. Say goodbye to the rice.
Oh, see, yeah, right. What I did though, what I've done, and I've tried to do this, is I've tried to switch over to brown rice.
I switched over to brown rice, and
yeah, I mean, I'm doing better.
Okay. Yeah.
The only hiccup,
and you have to increase your fiber intake.
Yeah.
Because that flushes everything out.
Right. Okay, so here's the secret, and this is going to all of our listeners. I've had people at work ask me, and they're like, "How'd you lose the weight? How are you keeping it off?" Blah 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 blah. So let me tell you. Cut out the starches. Bread, rice, potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, no, don't get so discouraged yet.
But you have to have a cheat day.
Not even a cheat day, a cheat meal. But that cheat meal needs to be fucking epic.
So you plan in your head, you plan that cheat meal.
Dude.
Can I have a meal once a day?
No, once a week.
No. Oh.
So you go the entire week militant. You are meat and veggies only. Meat and veggies. Now,
okay, here's the problem. Okay, time out. I'm gonna throw a wrench in your system. I have gout. I have seriously bad gout.
That's another thing.
Okay, so fish.
I cannot have red meat or pork.
Okay, fish and chicken.
Yeah,
dude, get into marinades. Get into grilling. Get into
when I first got diagnosed, because I got diagnosed when during Kathy's time.
Mm-hmm.
And I when they started giving me the medication, they didn't really educate me on it. So I, being the nerd that I am, I was full on into the internet. So I researched everything. And, metformin, that's automatic what they're going to give you. But it's not, some people are...
It's not good for your body.
Yeah, it's not good for your body for long term.
Yeah.
And just... I changed everything, and I don't know if anybody had noticed back then, but I just lost this whole bunch of weight at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And that was because they're like, what the hell are you doing? And I wasn't exercising. It was just
diet.
Just diet. I just changed
So,
and it got to the point where my doctor said, you have to put a little bit more fat. You have to put more fat back into your diet.
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking for real?
Yeah, she cut off too much.
I had cut out too much. So the doctor tells me you need to put a little... She goes, you dropped your numbers way fast in a month. And
way too far.
Yeah, way too fast in 1 month. She goes, yeah. I was like, are you for real telling the fat girl that I need to increase fat in my diet? Because I'll go to the damn store, buy a fucking pack of bacon and suck that and suck that fucker down in like kids watching TV.
So what you're gonna have to, what you need to do though is you experiment with the cooking. Okay.
I've done a lot of that, actually.
There's a lot of recipes out there for different ways to cook chicken, different ways to, bake it, broil it, fry it,
and you think
whatever.
You think it's the same shit all the time, and you got to cut out salt.
Get into marinade. No, and you don't have to cut out, it's not...
You can have low sodium shoyu.
It's not like... But it's
low
not...
sodium.
It's not...
That does not... You're lying. That does not exist.
You don't do...
It does. I used it.
It does.
They even have low salt kikumen if you're the kind that use different shoyus for different things like me.
Did you just say kikumen?
Yes.
I use kikumen when I go to sushi bars.
Oh, okay.
Different
like
flavors.
If you go,
different
yeah.
So you haven't done it in the last 8 months, have you?
No.
But I have sneaked while he's at work and ordered from Postmates and DoorDash.
Ooh.
But that's my cheat because I'm not supposed to have white rice.
What you do though is you do the meat and vegetables. You experiment with different ways to cook the veggies. You experiment with different ways to cook the different meats.
Dude, he got me to eat Brussels sprouts.
I got her to eat Brussels sprouts.
I
found a way to make them tasty.
I did.
Well, yeah, she found a way to make them tasty.
How?
I'm
about to gag right now.
But you would
kielbasa.
Kielbasa, but he cannot eat red meat and pork.
Do red meat or pork, dude.
Then you gotta find chicken
I
sausages.
literally just had a flare up in this elbow last week because I did some stuff.
Okay, so
did they have to drain it?
So go to the store.
I actually
look for chicken sausage.
You gotta look
for chicken sausage.
Chicken.
There's chicken sausage out there, and it's good.
Like even
chicken and turkey stuff, right?
Like
there's like literally chicken sausage. Like they make sausages with chicken, and it tastes good.
Like I had to change.
Figure it out.
I had to change like with spaghetti, like
you get
pastas,
the
whole wheat pastas.
But once you get down to the meat and veggies part of it,
look at his face. He's like,
I know it's
painful. He wants to cry.
I know it's painful. But once you change, here's the thing though. Once you change to the meat and vegetables part of it, and you get that under control.
Portion control.
But first off, you're immediately going to start losing weight just by doing that. Like you're going to lose a lot of weight quickly.
And you got to drink water.
Here's what I'm not telling you guys is, I did. I don't know if you guys have been watching my Instagram a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw that I actually dropped a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
I worked out a lot and I dropped a bunch of weight. And then, I went on this thing where I was going to try and build muscle because I wanted to be stronger. Because I tell everybody nowadays I want to live to 120 years old.
But
But
you
the only way
gotta,
I'm gonna
but you
do
cannot
that.
go, when you do that, you cannot go by the scale and get discouraged because muscle
No,
is
no, I
heavier
wasn't
than
going by this.
fat.
I was going by the amount of weight I could push and physically how I felt. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't care what the scale said. Even though the scale said I went up to 210 pounds, I was
Hmm.
bench pressing more than that. I was pushing over 210 pounds overhead. I was doing a deadlift and a squat of over 500 pounds. I was getting stronger. And then COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't go to the gym anymore.
In fact, you gotta
So,
remind me to write there's a Planet Fitness that I can, if I walked at a slow enough pace, I could walk to.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. That's COVIDville.
we
And-
just actually went. We just went. Me and my girlfriend went.
I am
They've
so
actually done.
paranoid. I am so paranoid. I would spray.
Okay,
I would
well-
spray. I would spray people passing me. That's how
They have
bad.
bottles ready for you to use.
That's what
They
he
have
said. He went one
sanitizing
time.
bottles right there. You can take the
Yeah,
bottle off the
they've
shelf
got
and
stuff
spray the
everywhere.
whole fucking machine. And they encourage it. They want you to do that.
Yeah, they do.
I
But
would spray people.
here's the second part that makes that almost tears that we brought you to with the hard part of the diet. There's a part that makes it livable. The cheat meal.
Okay.
The cheat meal.
The cheat meal.
Okay. The problem I've had with cheat meals, and my biggest weakness is carbohydrates, especially pizza.
Okay.
That's our
Dude,
cheat
I will
meals.
eat a whole fucking like 2 large pizzas in
Uh-huh.
a fucking week.
Uh-huh. No, the rule with the cheat meal is you eat it whatever the fuck you want for that meal. Whatever the fuck you want. If you want a whole large pizza to yourself, if somebody tries to grab a bite of your pizza, you stab that bitch with a fork. Okay, that is your pizza.
Everybody else I live around wants to eat pizza every other day of the week.
It's
And
hard
it's like,
It's hard.
because, I'm
Oh,
trying to
God.
stick to the diet with him, but I'm home all day, so what do?
She snacks.
But I
You
am
snack, yeah.
I've always been a habitual snacker. Like, I don't. People think I eat like this mass amounts of like if my plate is all mound. No, I'm like a grazer all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
and
that-
whether you're eating 3,500 calories in one sitting or 3,500 calories the
Yeah.
whole day, it's still 3,500 calories.
But I've found
When you don't
stuff
need
that
to
I
take
can
that much
graze
in.
on all day. That is not
Muscle sprouts?
yet stuff
that's
that
not
is-
horrible.
That is not horrible.
But that, like I said, that cheat meal, that's difficult because like I go into work and somebody brings in donuts and I'm looking at those donuts going,
Oh yeah,
oh baby,
I wish. Yeah,
I want you.
yeah. No.
You know.
My girlfriend's nephew did that to me yesterday. She literally had pizza and they had freaking Dunkin' Donuts, and it's like, here, you want to have pizza? You want? I was like,
it's
no,
hard.
thank
It's
you,
hard to
thank
diet
you.
when other people.
It's hard to diet when other people around you aren't. And that's the most difficult thing about it. That is, period, the most difficult part. The diet itself is
I've
not
been
that...
very lucky that my girlfriend has actually got on board with me with dieting.
Mhm.
We prep our meals as much as possible.
And
It's
and
still
you don't really want to
hard.
call it a diet because that's what discourages you and
Yeah.
makes you feel like shit.
Uh,
It's more of
I
a
think diet
of
as
a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
If you think of it
True.
more as a lifestyle change, then fuck, I gotta go on one diet. Then it's
Yeah.
in your head.
Yeah, I've heard
There are
some
a
people...
negative connotation towards
Yeah,
something
I've heard
that
some people start saying, oh, it's like, oh, pizza's just nasty. And I'm like, no, pizza's not fucking nasty. Pizza's glorious.
pizza's fucking awesome.
But it's not that the food
What it
ceases to be
does,
yummy.
God.
It's the fact that you cease to allow yourself to eat that food as often. You control
Yeah.
what you intake.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part to get through your mind. Because if you start thinking that the food is nasty, you're just going to eventually be like, but it doesn't
Then you're just
smell
gonna
nasty.
give up.
It doesn't smell nasty. I still want to eat it, even though I'm trying to tell myself it's nasty. But you're just lying to yourself. You don't ever lie to yourself about it. Admit that the food is yummy, and know that that one cheat meal this week you're going to have that triple cheeseburger that's dripping grease down to your elbows and making your face all shiny, and the extra large fries and ranch to dip it in.
Have you ever seen on Instagram The Rock's cheat days?
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
god!
Oh my
His
god.
fucking cheat days are epic. But I mean,
his workouts and his lifestyle is absolutely epic.
He can afford to have that.
Yeah.
Amazing cheat day.
Yeah.
That's why I say a cheat meal.
He could have a fucking day every day.
That's why I say a cheat meal a week. One cheat meal a week. And the cool thing about that, though, is you start planning it out. Like, you'll know 2 weeks ahead of time. It's like, okay, not this week, but next week after that, I'm going to have this. And it's going to be amazing. You know?
It's that Iglesias thing with the cake. Is like, oh, you're going to get it?
No, what we would do would be... Stop fucking with the cabinets. Anyway, I just sound like an old putty lady, yeah. But
just a little.
What I was talking about? What I was saying?
What we would do?
Huh?
What we would do?
Oh, what we would do before COVID is we would plan our cheat meals and go to Groupon and go to buffets.
When we can get
hate you right now.
When we can get dude, and the buffets in Hawaii, they got nothing.
I know.
They got nothing.
I know. Oh my god.
We could walk to a buffet right now that makes anything in Hawaii look lame. Makes it look like a Novocaine Noodle.
A Novocaine Noodle.
Oh my god. That was one hell of a squirrel tangent to bring it all the way back.
Life is like a circle.
It's complete now.
Life is like a circle. But yeah. But I suck. Even with going to the buffet for our cheat meal, I suck at buffets.
She doesn't. No, she doesn't.
It depends on what buffet we go to.
Well, I mean,
if we go to Flavors at the oh god,
is that Bally's?
Harris?
Did you both just miss that? You both just missed that. Totally. I asked, did you get a hot nut right in the back of your throat?
No,
that was a totally different situation. She hasn't been drinking red wine in public in a really long time.
No.
But if you go to Flavors, the buffet there in Harris,
on Fridays and Saturdays they have Dungeness crab.
I have seen.
But you gotta watch seafood too, right? With the gout.
I have seen her put away so much. I've seen her put away so many crab legs that the big dude that was like 300 pounds next to us.
There was a convention in town, like the bull riding convention, and you can tell when they come in. You see them, big guy, big old redneck, and we look at each other and we look at each other's plates, and we kind of had this smirk looking at each other. I'm like
it's on. Yeah, let's see if you can do this. Come on.
Bro, I had 3 plates. He tapped out at 1.
And her plates were like piled. I mean, just like.
And I'm like, and he's all taking forever, and I'm like, I'm like, God, don't mess with a titter. I do me with my teeth. Crack that fuck open with my teeth.
Yeah, don't fuck with her and crab legs. I mean, you get her on a buffet with crab legs, it's over. Like,
I don't like snow crab because to me it's too much effort for little bit meat.
Yeah, it is. I never liked snow crab either.
I'm like either Dungeness or King.
And king crab is nuts, bro. When you see the king crab, they get legs as long as my freaking
like
arm.
with poke, you know how people eat the blue crab, the raw.
Yeah.
I know can.
Novocaine.
I don't care.
Oh, but you know what? Out here, they actually have a Polynesian. They call it Polynesian.
Silverton.
Fuck, it's Hawaiian. It's a Hawaiian buffet at the Silverton.
They could never have this at back home because you would get all the big blalas going in there and wiping them out.
Yeah, they get whole pig.
They get a whole pig. They
Oh,
get
whoa! Greg didn't just turn in from somebody from White. They get
Yeah, he did. He
He
does.
turned a dude from White. What was up with that?
And lala, like as all you can eat lala, and you gotta ask them for poi
Lomi salmon.
and poke and
Oh,
my other friend.
yeah.
My other friend came into town and we all went with his family. We went to Silverton. Holy crap. Looked like we had one tea leaf tree on our table.
And they even get halpia on the dessert bar.
Yeah, so we could eat halpia.
Ooh.
And their halpia is good. I was like, hey.
I was about to say, is it good?
I was
though?
like,
It's good.
this
It's
halpia
good.
is kind of better than when we used to go like Onos and stuff. It's kind of shame.
You know what? Because of where I'm working at in the hotel, it has Mac 24/7,
Yeah.
and their baker makes. I got to know this guy, and
Didn't we
if
go
you've
there
ever
once?
listened,
We went
Yeah,
there
once.
once.
okay. So their baker, the guy that does all their desserts a lot, he luckily working for the hotels, right? We're a non-union hotel, but they gotta do stuff to keep us there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would give us meals and stuff like that. They would have desserts during meals. We literally had a buffet line every time we went to lunch.
Oh.
There's a hot bar, there's a cold bar, there's the dessert tables. So I mean, when the baker used to make stuff, he would bring out halpia. His halpia was better than Ono's, better than Rainbow,
Like
and it was like, are you kidding, dude? Where do you get this recipe? I want this
it's
recipe.
like it's coconut creamy and it's not just gelatin.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
No,
we found a
it's
place
actual
locally.
coconut.
We found a place locally, though, that actually makes malasada. Like real hardcore,
And
as
these
good as
people-
Leonard's malasada.
These people they're like all local people from back home that came up here and opened their own place. They make
Mhm.
malasadas and long johns and all the like custard pie. You don't, man, they don't make custard pie, okay? I don't know why they racist against fucking custard pie.
Custard pie hate. So for anybody that does listen, check out and lives here in Vegas, check out a place called Pacific Island Taste. Oh.
And their pork hash is like fucking huge.
Like size of a golf ball.
Like pork hash used to be.
Yeah,
Kids,
yeah, and
right?
now not like they don't
regular-
look like the
not
fucking
like that
shumai,
freaking little nugget
the
thing
little
that you get now.
shumai
Yeah,
kind. No,
No, like
yeah.
I mean, and chow fun. I mean, they're legit.
and they make it all like there. And like
Mhm.
I ordered, I got the
There's a couple places
the
around.
katsu. I got the katsu curry, and the katsu curry was man, they gave me so much.
You hear the Tourette's coming. You hear them.
They gave me
Yeah.
so much I could
Yeah,
only
I
eat
do.
like half. I could only eat like half. I'm like, and this is back when I was at my heaviest. I could only eat half.
Yeah. Wait! I gotta ask you this, and it's something that I noticed when I dropped a bunch of weight working out. Can you eat more now?
Now,
Like, if you were to sit down and eat as much as you want, could you like pack away more food?
no,
No, he
Now
cannot.
then
He
no?
cannot eat like he used to before.
no.
See, I found for me it was different, and maybe it's
But then
because
again,
I was
he
working
does
out
protein
and putting
shakes.
muscle mass.
Right. I do protein shakes and stuff like that.
I was doing all that. I was doing protein shakes and regular meals, like 6 meals a day and stuff like that. And I don't know, like maybe it was because I was putting on muscle mass. I could eat so much more than I was like heavier, or when I was just fatter.
I don't know why that would be. I mean,
had more. It sounded like I had more space. It seemed.
and it's weird because like, okay,
It's when you're building muscle and then you're active at the same time. you have to. Your body starts to, your metabolism starts to burn
I needed
the food
fuel.
faster.
Yeah, I needed fuel.
So that's
I
why
needed
you
a lot
notice
more
yourself
fuel.
eating more.
Now, and see, now the way I'm
But
losing
not
weight,
like eating bad more, but
Yeah.
you're eating like
No.
small
eating-
6 times a day kind of thing.
But okay, they tell you, oh, eat smaller meals. I
Yeah.
wasn't eating smaller meals.
Oh,
I was
God.
eating 6 times a day.
No.
And I was pushing myself to the limit.
that's
to
part
just
of why you're
try-
not. Yeah, that's part of why you hit the wall. You need to control that portion size down.
Because for meat, for any kind of protein, should never be bigger than your fist.
That's what she said.
If it's bigger than your fist, she's not riding it.
Run.
No
Run.
no fisty fiesta for me. Sorry.
What's the squirrel tangent rule about dick size? If you can climb it,
If you
run.
can climb it,
Climb it. Run.
run.
Oh, God. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit yet another hour. We can get the squirrel's ever famous humping turtle
Oh.
at the end.
My
Yeah.
humping
And
turtle.
at the end.
And again, it's been 2 weeks since the last time you heard it, so please check out our Facebook page. You can stream us and share us from any streaming source that you like. We're even on YouTube. If you really like what you've heard, please check out our Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. You can join our awesome squirrel here. He's our guest, Mongoose. You can join him as one of our supporters.
The only version of an island squirrel there ever will be is a monkey.
Aloha.
Bye-bye. Bye, Karen.
Bye, Karen.
Bye.